is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
This is Talkin Cowboys. Streaming live from the Dallas Cowboys World Headquarters at the Star in Frisco.
First down. Handoff. Elliott plowing to the goal line. Barry, sacked by Lord. Prescott keeps it, and he bangs it in for the touchdown.
Here are Mickey Spagnola, Brian Broaddus, Rob Phillips, and Bill Jones.
75% of us are ready for the start of another broadcast day. Talking Cowboys for a Wednesday here at the Star in Frisco. And when Mickey finally sits down and puts a headset on, we'll get started with Talking Cowboys. It's the Cowboys and the New York Jets this week. Bill Jones, Brian Broaddus, Rob Phillips, and Mickey Spagnola.
You know I can hear without headphones on.
You can?
Yeah.
Well, welcome to the show, Mickey. How are you?
I'm good. I'm rushed.
All right. Yes. And Rob, how are you?
Doing great.
Great.
I'm ready.
All right. You ready? And Brian has been ready.
I'm always ready. Let's go.
He is ready to go. All right. I was just taping a segment with Will McClay that you can see on the Jason Garrett Show and right here on DallasCowboys.com later in the week. So I missed Jason Garrett. And so did the coach shed any light on anything for us?
Doesn't sound like you're going to see much from Tyron Smith or Lyle Collins today. That doesn't necessarily mean one or both won't play Sunday. But as they get back in pads today, you're probably not going to see them. Maybe a little bit.
Actually, he said Tyron would probably do something.
Little something.
Something. He didn't say little something. Walk off.
Okay. That's a shot at me. That's a shot at me for coming down.
No, that's why
early.
we're late. You got that information because we're late.
Yeah,
That's right. That's why Mickey showed up late. There you go.
I think there's a sense of urgency for Tyron Smith to get back. You know,
There needs to be.
There needs to be, and if they have to, now with Lyle Collins, his situation's a little bit different right now. Tough guy. He'll do what he has to do. But if Smith can line up at left tackle and then you turn around and you get Cam Fleming will have to most likely play at right tackle. They'll get Knight ready. But, to me, having Tyron Smith on that left side, I think it's such a comforting thing for Dak Prescott. And, if you go and watch the Packer game, yeah, where there's some throws that he wants back, where there's some times where he's rushed, yeah, absolutely. But just the uncertainty at the left tackle spot, I think, affected him in that game. So, having Tyron Smith there to be able to handle, the Jets, Jason Garrett said it today, the Jets have got some. I think if you look at their team, the strength of their team would be like on that defensive line with we got into that a little bit yesterday with with the Leonard Williams and guys like that, Quinnen Williams. Those defensive linemen are some quality players there, and I feel like though that having that left tackle spot solidified would definitely help Dak Prescott's confidence. Not that he lacks confidence, but the confidence to know that he could stand in that pocket and make some of those throws like we've seen him make before.
Got sacked 3 times last week. I think he'd been sacked 3 times total.
Yeah,
right.
All in the previous 4 games. So for sure, we'll see on Lyle. And it sounds pretty good for Antoine Woods this week too.
Yeah, I think Antoine Woods is a go. I do. I mean, he practiced Friday, and they just determined that he just didn't have that. He was just a half tick slow to where he, reactions and lateral movement and stuff. He practiced. They watched him and they said, you know what, maybe another week will help you here. And they're not going to put anybody out there hurt, but they just determined, hey, another week and. Good opportunity to get him back in the lineup with Le'Veon Bell. We'll see if the Jets can run the ball at all. Maybe they won't. Maybe they can't. But, you're dealing with a back that is a lot better than the guy you played last week. We'll see if the Jets' offensive line could be as physical as the Packers were. That's still a big question mark for them. Mickey gave you the numbers yesterday. They don't run the ball well. They're last in most every category offensively. They do get their quarterback back. But they do have in their mind, they can watch that Packer tape and say, well, if we can get hat on hat and we can do this and do this, maybe we can run the football. So you just you have to be ready for that as well.
What did Woods miss? 2 games?
3.
He's missed 3?
Yep.
So normally when you sprain your MCL, it's 2 to 4.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what it's been.
Although Kyle Juszczyk, the fullback with the Niners, I believe
4 to 6.
They're saying 4 to 6 on him. Of course, not all MCLs are the same.
Not all the same.
Yeah. So.
Then his is really bad.
Yeah. In fact, they were concerned that it was an ACL the other night, but it turns out to be an MCL, and so he has a chance of coming back.
They need all these guys back.
Yeah.
You're past the point now of, okay, we can get guys ready for Philadelphia. You got to go out and win a football game this week.
Yeah, I don't want to hear that.
I don't want to hear it again. And you're talking to Captain Must Win right here. You know, and I'm that guy. But you're past the point of saying, I don't care if they win by 1 point next week. Go get a win, and then start trying to put some together like you did the first 3 weeks of the season. I don't care who the opponent is. Just go find a way to win. That's the bottom line in this thing. You know, we're not here for style points. We're not trying to win the AP national championship here. We're just trying to win games. And you got to figure out a way to do that. And you have to stop the run, throw the ball, run the ball. Whatever you have to do, go find a way to win a game. Because that's the only thing that matters here. That's the only thing that matters.
And you got to remember, you're on the road, right?
So you got to treat it like you're playing the Patriots this week.
You have to. Every game has to have that intensity. You've got 2 games coming up before a bye. The bye will give you an opportunity, hopefully, to heal, but you better make sure that you find a way to try and get these 2 games. And it starts this week.
I can imagine the Jets being a little juiced up for this game. You're
sure.
You're 0-4, but you're getting your quarterback back.
Absolutely.
And
your head coach is under fire.
He's the best player they got on the team.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, that would naturally give your locker room a little bit of juice, and you're playing at home. So, yeah, you got to be ready to play. No question about it.
And they haven't won a game yet. So they're due.
Yep.
Something's going to fall in
when
their lap.
when they had their quarterback, the first game of the year, they were ahead 16-0 on the Buffalo Bills, who got off to a 3-0 start and played the Patriots a close game in their 4th game of the year.
Right.
And
you go back and watch that game, and you see the difference. You see the difference with him in the pocket, being able to, he's not a big scrambler, but he can move around, buy time, and he can make every throw.
Extend plays, yes.
He can be Romo-like in the way he extends plays and then finds a receiver downfield.
Yep.
Yeah, but he didn't throw it very far. He averaged 4.3 an attempt in that game.
Yeah.
An attempt.
Well, the protection.
But he's capable of throwing it far. His problem, as Rob's saying,
He doesn't
is
have
that
time.
They don't know. They've got some issues.
Well, they've already they're averaging 6 sacks a game.
Yeah. And if Dallas goes out there and flops around and gets 2 sacks, and it's but the bottom line, win. Find a way to win. However you need to do that. And I'm tired of this and this and this and mistakes and all that. Go out there and play. Go out there and play like you're capable of playing. Go out there and protect the football. Go out there and play run defense. I mean, on my film thing yesterday, I showed them capable. I showed how, they looked awful on this play, but watch what they do on this play. They're capable of playing good run defense.
So how much do they miss Antoine Woods
They miss anybody that can make plays. He has the capability, along with Collins, to affect the middle of the field. He could be a hard guy to block. He could be disruptive. I know a lot of people are getting on Collins. They're saying, "Oh, you guys oversold Collins." No, he was playing well. You watch him matched up against Zach Martin, who hadn't given up anything all year. He was playing well against those guys in training camp and stuff. So we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. But having him in there is better than and nothing against Christian Covington, but Christian Covington is a guy that they got him as a backup guy, a rotational player. You play him 15 to 18, 20 plays a game, does just fine for you.
But see, what has to happen in the middle there, especially I think is Wood's best trait, is to hold up offensive linemen, take on blocks.
Take on blocks.
Because
square.
When you let those guys get off the line of scrimmage, then you're sitting there going, well, why are my linebackers not playing well? Now, I know they missed some fits, but they're getting offensive linemen on them. And you've got 330 pounds against 250. It's a mismatch. No. So Woods will eat up some of those guys, I think, and do a better job of doing it.
You hope so.
But back to the Jets. Beware the winless team. I'm telling you.
Yeah. Did Tristan Hill get
at some point they're going to win one? Yes,
he
was getting pushed around.
He wasn't good.
And see, at nose.
Yeah, they tried like they have to. It's
without Woods. You got to shuffle.
You got to shuffle guys around inside, and that's why I think to me you could say what you want about Crawford. People kill him all the time for what he does because they know how much money he makes, and he doesn't. But to me, there were things that he was able to do getting up the field, being disruptive. He's not getting in on tackles, but he's being disruptive to a point. If one guy's doing their job and 3 others aren't, then the defense is going to look bad. And that's the problem they had in the running game. Again, I showed you a play when everybody plays their technique, when everybody plays square, they're capable of stopping people from running the football.
I went back and watched it, and it reminded me of what Tyrone said after the game. You know, you give the Packers some credit, but really he said if we do what we're supposed to do,
exactly.
The offense is never supposed to have any type of success. If we just the whole gap thing.
This has been the T-shirt. Do what you're supposed to do. You know, if that's too long of a T, but this team hurts itself more than the opponents hurt himself. You know, it really does. We have seen them make play after play after play, move the ball, and then what happens? Mistake, killer mistake. They don't make just mistakes; they make killer mistakes.
You know how many plays that Christian Covington was on the field against Green Bay?
40.
According to Pro Football Reference, 51 defensive plays, and 50 the week before, and 41 the week before that. So when you haven't had Antoine Woods, and the reason I bring it up, I was just with Will McClay, and so every week on the Jason Garrett Show, I try to come up with an under-the-radar guy as kind of the unsung star of the week, and he quickly said Christian Covington.
Yeah.
And you know he was credited with 3 tackles, 2 for loss in this game. But I think what he's getting at, he is on the field for 51 plays. He wasn't signed to be a 51 snap a game. Player.
And he could help. He could clearly help them at that one technique spot. But when you have Woods and him both playing,
they're both going to be more effective.
They're both going to be more effective that way. That's
the whole. Each play 35.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I think it happened to Antoine last year. I think it got to a point where it was like, man, he is eating up so many snaps. They need somebody else to help in that rotation. That's when they went out and got Covington. So, 50 snaps in the middle of that line, taking on double teams and doing all that stuff. I mean, it's not easy. Not easy.
And so anyway, but the interesting thing is on the run defense, people are harping run defense this week because of what happened in Sunday's game. But if you look around, their stats for the whole season, and their run defense ranks up there in the top 10 in the league.
Yeah,
but they had games where they were way ahead, and some teams weren't running the football against them.
Trust me, Green Bay's stats would have been a lot worse playing against the run if Dallas would have been even with them in that game. Or if Dallas would have had a lead in that game.
So those statistics can be very misleading, especially this early in the season.
Just like the question about Zeke's low rushing totals in his career. I mean, they've either had big leads or they've been way behind like last week. So it's hard.
They couldn't run the ball. The New Orleans game was a great example of them not being able to run the football.
You know what? The 107 yards Aaron Jones gained, fine. But 4 rushing touchdowns, not fine.
No.
And they weren't all 1-yard runs either.
No.
He's running from 12, 15 yards out into the end zone untouched. That's what's discouraging.
Well, and the other thing about the run defense, if you look back over the last year, the last 17 games, there have been six times in the last 17 games that the Cowboys have given up over 100 yards rushing in a game, and those are their 6 losses in the last 17 games.
Well, just look at the last 4 losses.
Right. Well, it's 6 losses.
Yeah, but I'm saying from the the only one they lost the last 8 games.
But even the Tennessee and Washington game before that,
1-6 last year, counting playoffs and
but you go back over the last 17, their record is 11-6, and those 6 losses are the only time they've given up over 100 yards rushing in a game. So it's key stopping the run.
Good stat.
It matters.
Yeah. All right, we're just getting started here on Talking Cowboys. Much to get to. We take your phone calls as well when we continue in just a moment.
Your new apartment's big. Such a great deal.
It's okay.
Just okay? What's not too...
Right above the subway!
Well, I bet you don't even notice it after the...
That's my neighbor, Angus!
A deal that's just okay is not okay. Get a great deal with America's Best Network. Come into an AT&T store and learn how to buy one smartphone and get a second one on us. Based on GWS 1 score, September 2018.
Star Sports Tours is the only official fan travel partner of the Dallas Cowboys, offering exclusive game weekend travel packages with sideline access and photo ops with current players, alumni, and cheerleaders. That's not all, though. You'll get to talk X's and O's with Senior Director of Player Personnel Will McClay, and of course with yours truly, me, Brian Broaddus. You can trust the official fan travel partner of the Dallas Cowboys, and with us, you'll travel like a pro. Visit cowboystravel.com to book your travel package today.
Work the Cowboys way and channel the winning business tradition of the Dallas Cowboys and the Jones family at Formation. This dynamic workspace provides an elevated work experience on the Star's aspirational campus with exclusive membership options available to meet varying needs. Choose from open workspaces, dedicated desks, and private offices to leverage our home field advantage for your individual business success. Limited memberships are available now, so apply today at formation@thestar.com.
A man's Stetson doesn't just protect him from life's elements. It projects an unstoppable and legendary spirit, just like the men wearing silver and navy on the field every Sunday. Since 1865, Stetson hats are American-made with pride right here in Texas. They are still the official crown of all self-respecting cowboys. And Stetson is proud to be on the field with America's team. Find Stetson hats in the Pro Shop or at Stetson.com today.
Back to Talkin' Cowboys.
Check out free-to-play predictive games in the Dallas Cowboys app to win cash prizes up to a $10,000 grand prize. Fans must be 21 or older and logged in to play. Download the app for access on game days at dallascowboys.com/app.
I've learned about that game. You have to play every quarter. I thought it was just a one-time thing. I was wondering why I won 2 weeks ago, lost to Shannon last week, but I didn't play the other 3 quarters.
Well, I thought you got all the questions at once.
I did too, Mickey.
I got them all at once.
Did you? How do you do that? Because I mean, I got beat by Shannon, and I was like, Taylor says you got to play every quarter.
Yeah,
so
I didn't know that.
So
I didn't know that rule
This is
either.
a game that you played during the game.
You played during the game, yeah.
Well, I thought you did it before.
I did too, Mickey.
I filled all mine out.
I did too. You know, and then I only get 10 points, and I'm thinking like I'm kind of a slappy for only getting 10 points, and it's like that's only for the first quarter. So I'm like, oh, maybe I need to play, but I guess watching the game, I don't have total time to play.
I'm supposed to go back and look at what my score was?
Yeah, I got beat by Shannon, which is never good.
What's up? What's up, everybody?
Well, who are you playing? I mean, you're playing against everybody, right?
You're playing against everybody, but then I wonder why people have 30-something points, and then I've only got 10. And I'm like, because I'm not
the
playing.
expert.
Yeah, exactly. So-called expert. So-called.
Yeah, how many? Who's going to have the first touchdown in the second quarter? That's like one of the questions.
Right. And
It's
so
a
you
good
answered
game.
that before the game?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
it's a good game.
It's fun.
It is a good game, but
yeah.
you just got to keep up with it. And I lost. I didn't know I had. I thought it was just a one-time thing.
Okay.
It's a good note. Yeah, keep going
Keep
throughout
going.
the game.
Keep playing.
Although there was one question that I had a problem with. It was something about you had to
Did you have to make an opinion?
No, it was about, that would have been easy, right? That's why I did well in essays in college,
there you go.
right?
Yeah. Go Tigers.
It was something like this is going to be 1 or less, and this is going to be 3 or more. And I'm going, well, what happened to 2?
Yeah. Ride that fence, Mick. Ride that fence.
And again, that is the free-to-play predictive games of the Dallas Cowboy app.
Beat me, please.
You can win cash prizes. Brian Broaddus, Mickey Spagnola, and Rob Phillips cannot win the cash prizes, I assume.
Yeah,
Probably
get beat by
wouldn't anyway.
Shannon, I might
No,
quit.
we just have bragging rights.
Yeah,
bragging
so
rights.
it's up to a $10,000 grand prize.
Yep.
All right. As far as the Jets are concerned, Adam Gase press conference this morning.
No C.J. Mosley.
No
huh?
C.J. Mosley, and they haven't had him for a little bit. But they had him in that first game of the year, and he had a 60-yard interception return.
Yeah,
for a
but they get
touchdown in that
Herndon
game.
back. They get Chris Herndon back.
Now-
They're really good tight end.
Now, I think I saw that he's got a hamstring issue.
Oh, does he?
Now, he was getting back from a suspension, a drug
Yeah.
suspension, the first 4 games of the season, and apparently he injured a hamstring in practice last week or whenever he first came
when he first
back.
got to come back?
Yeah.
All right.
And,
Well, that could be a problem for them.
Yeah.
Now, are
because
they getting Henry Anderson back, or is he still?
I saw him on tape the other day, Mickey. I saw him on tape, so I don't know what
So
his
maybe he's
status
back.
is.
I thought I said
he
something
played.
about him.
I think I saw
9
that he
plays?
Was, 4
Yeah,
snaps
yeah.
or 9 snaps or
Yeah.
something. It was a limited number of snaps last week for
week?
Henry
Okay.
Anderson. So, all right, let's go to New York City, and James is first up on Talking Cowboys. Hello, James.
Hey, what's up, boys? How you guys doing?
Good.
Yeah. Getting back to what you said about Herndon, they think he's out. We just got the update.
Well,
on
that's
the
a
local
blessing.
station.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
What's on your mind, sir?
Oh, no. We lost him.
Okay.
Well, you wouldn't found anything in the New York Daily News on the Jets because I guess on Tuesday everybody's off. I went down 12 stories and I got to the Jet story, and it was from the day before. So They've already given up on the Jets covering them.
Or maybe that's just a statement on the newspaper industry.
They've got Daniel Jones fever up there, I'm sure. I'm sure that's part
Daniel
of it.
Jones, the Yankees, the WNBA championship for some reason was like the fourth story.
Well, I mean, when you look at what's happening up there on Sunday, Cowboys-Jets is the late afternoon game, and then I believe they'll have the Yankees game on Sunday night. Could be hosting that game Sunday night, and so
press box going to be wide open. Is that what you're telling me?
Well,
or can you do both?
But the Jets are. What are the Giants? I'm not sure what the Giants are doing this week, but I believe the Jets. I mean, it's all focus is going to be on the Jets, and they're excited about the fact that they got Sam Darnold back.
Yeah.
And really, when you look at their issues and the 2.9 yards rushing per attempt for Le'Veon Bell, well, I mean, you can look at who's playing quarterback for him. When Luke Falk's playing quarterback for him, there's no threat in the passing game.
None.
And as much issues as they are having on their offensive line, when they can focus in on stopping the run, you're going to get 2.9 yards an attempt, probably.
Yeah, I think he's been sacked in those 3 games. I think I saw
he got
16 times.
Falk got sacked 9 times, and the other guy got sacked once this past week.
It's 23 for the year.
Yeah.
Combination of quarterbacks, that's number 1 in the league. Dak, by comparison, 6.
Falk's been sacked 16 times.
There you go.
Better find a way to get some pressure then.
Yep. Okay, Marcus in College Station. You're next up on Talking Cowboys. Hello, Marcus.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Great. Well, thanks. Yeah.
Hey, so I got a quick question for y'all. I don't know the full details of last year of how many times we actually went downfield on the first possession. I know everybody was complaining, like, we never defer, and we seem to defer more this year, and I'm not complaining about that, but I noticed that it seems like our defense isn't playing as well, because I remember last year, if I recall right, we were going downfield and scoring a lot on that first drive. And,
Yep.
You know, and it seems like that's put our defense in a struggle, it seems like, and I've noticed that. And I just want to tell Cowboy fans, relax, let's hang on to the down ball, and we'll win games.
I wrote about it yesterday.
The Jets don't score, do they, Rob?
No, they don't. I think they lead the league in a 28-game drought without an opening drive touchdown. But I wrote about it yesterday. The Cowboys, I think, have 13 points in the first quarter, last 4 games.
Mm-hmm.
And, they're not going down and scoring early. And some of it is, like we've talked about, it's on them. I mean, Amari Cooper said it. I looked too far ahead towards the end zone. I should have had a touchdown.
Is he deferred every game so far this year?
I can look that up real quick, but I do have the first possessions: punt, field goal, punt, interception.
Yeah.
And I believe it was in the 2016 season that they were phenomenal on the first drive.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
And
I
remember tracking it during the season. I was just trying to see if I could find some old tweets where I had the stats on that, because it was remarkable. Because they would start at their own 25, and it was like with regularity. And it wasn't just a field goal drive; it's a touchdown drive to start games.
It's sort of like the third quarter.
What's that?
Well, yeah.
The third quarter.
Yeah, right. Like the third quarter this year.
I could look those up for you.
It's a really weird stat because, I mean, they're number 1 in offense in the NFL based on total yardage. They're not converting that into points, and I think the last 2 games have just been totally out of whack. You know,
and one of the issues. Okay, they're first in total yards. You say, okay, where are they in field position? Starting field position. They are 31st in the league in starting field position, and that gets back to not getting short fields, not getting takeaways on defense.
Yeah.
And when you have to drive 75, 80, 85 yards every time you get the football, you're going to run more plays, and there's more chance that you're going to make some mistakes and have some turnovers.
Am I
offense.
crazy? When Rod Marinelli was defensive coordinator in Chicago, did they lead the league in turnovers every year? Or weren't with Peanut Tillman and those guys?
I have to go back and
Henry Melton.
But Seattle's defenses did too, with Chris Richard there. So
So to me, it's is it the players? Is it luck is it the bounce of the ball? Is it the tip pass? What is it?
Well, you've pointed out times this year where they've had chances.
The other day on the goal line,
Yeah.
if that ball does not hit Robert Quinn's head, it's going to be Byron Jones is going to get an interception. I mean, that just shows you, though, the pass was so poorly thrown by Rodgers that it hit Quinn in the head, and then it gets up in the air, and nobody's even near it to
And that's usually where you could come up with an easy interception on a ball that's tipped up.
I mean,
like that.
And they just haven't the tackle that Awuzie made on Jones when he tried to reverse field, balls kind of coming loose there. I mean, they just have not had the breaks. And then they dropped some interceptions early when they were winning those 3 games. They had some drops. The Washington game, I remember, Heath had a couple of opportunities.
Well, they didn't need the interceptions, did they? We need them now.
Oh, no, absolutely. But I just remember Rod Marinelli, when he was defensive coordinator at Chicago, they were one of the, his teams at Tampa always got turnovers. And people were saying, well, Rod's defense doesn't create turnovers. Well, maybe the players don't create turnovers. Maybe that's, and I don't know how you evaluate guys. I remember a guy like Darren Sharper, back in the day. Darren Sharper, when you watched him play in Green Bay and then in New Orleans and the Super Bowl team they had. There's some guys where the ball just gravitates towards them. They create that opportunity where the ball is just right there and then they make a pick or they pick up a fumble or something like that.
A big question we
thought that maybe that Woods would be that guy. Xavier Woods would be that type of guy.
Yeah. Big question we get on the mailbag, and I know you've answered this before, so I don't give it to you, but why don't the corners turn for the ball? That's a big question by fans.
And especially on the heels of Anthony Brown from this week.
Well, I'll tell you, when you're scrambling from behind trying to catch up, it's hard to turn and run with your head turned around.
You know what? And I've heard things, Rob, that's the way that Chris Richard teaches, where you react to the hands going up. You look at the eyes, react to the hands.
Right. That's what we've answered before.
And and you know what? Chris Richard gets to speak again tomorrow afternoon. Maybe it's one of those things you ask him again and you say, Chris, is it fundamentally something that you coach to not look for the ball, or is it no, we look for the ball, but we do it this way? I mean, maybe that's not a question on camera, but maybe it's a question on the side that you can kind of say, is there something that you're saying you're teaching eyes, hands up to the to making the play? I mean, that's what I've been told before. I don't know if that philosophy's changed at all.
That's what I was told by Dave Campo. It was on the heels. I'm looking to see if I still have the text from him.
I'll let you look for it. They were 2-1 when they deferred and 1-1 when they've lost the toss.
Okay. There you go.
Surely I don't have a text from 2 years ago on here.
Sure you do, Bill. You're an old man.
I got some.
But this was 2 years ago after Aaron Rodgers threw the touchdown pass over Jordan Lewis to beat the Cowboys.
Right.
In fact, what's the date today?
October 9th.
Okay, it was October 8th, 2017. The only reason I know that is I looked it up over the weekend. I'm going to digress for just a second. The SMU touchdown pass to beat Tulsa in triple overtime the other night by Shane Buechele. It reminded me of Aaron Rodgers' touchdown pass to Davante Adams to beat the Cowboys, and so I said, okay, exactly when that? Well, that was Aaron Rodgers' last visit to AT&T Stadium, so we used it on the pregame show on Sunday morning. That's why I know this date. It was October 8th of 2 years ago.
What did Campo say?
Campo said, get to the point, Bill. Campo said that when on that play, Jordan Lewis looked back at Aaron Rodgers, and as soon as he did that, he was beat.
Right,
according to Campo, that they don't teach him to look back.
Yeah,
and it's going a quarterback like Aaron Rodgers is just going to eat you alive when you do that. You have to. You're basically face guarding whatever, which isn't against the rules.
Right,
and as what you're saying that Chris Richard, I guess, has said in the past.
Eyes, hands up.
It's like when the other guy's hands go up.
There's no way you can defend the pass.
Yep.
You can't defend the pass if you look back.
Right.
You're beat. Yep. So I think that's what Richard will probably
tell
say.
Tell them people that.
Yeah.
So
we've answered it before. We just continue to get asked that when they don't create turnovers.
They don't create turnovers. They don't. I've seen guys, the team practices it though. How many times you've been out of practice? How many times during training camp? Punch the ball. I mean, there's drills where Jason Garrett's got Dak Prescott running with the ball and somebody's punching the ball out of his hand.
They drill the hell out of it.
Yeah, and it just does not materialize like it should be.
But it was funny 2 years ago, Campo, as soon as that happened, he was sitting at home in Jacksonville, Florida, watching it. As soon as it happened, he texted me. It was like all caps. They got to teach these quarterbacks how to defend the pass.
It's true. It's true.
All right, we continue with more Talkin' Cowboys in just a moment.
It can be hard to find the right resource for learning about important financial matters. You search how to build savings, you end up reading about the one weird ingredient from supermarkets that can make you taller. That's why Bank of America built BetterMoneyHabits.com, a safe little corner of the internet for answering your financial questions. Full of simple videos and tips, Better Money Habits can show you how to make the most of your money without resorting to random searches that always seem to lead to unbelievable photos of childhood stars grown up. To learn more, visit BetterMoneyHabits.com.
It's time for tailgating with the OtterBox boys.
The OtterBox that builds those crazy protective phone cases?
Yup, and now they're changing the side dish game with the OtterBox Trooper Soft Cooler. Lightweight, mobile, and leak-proof, Trooper is perfect for blitzing a crowded parking lot with a Frito pie.
Amazing. Hey, you think I could fit my 7-layer salmon salad into the Trooper cooler?
Yup, but please don't.
And that's been Tailgating with the OtterBox boys. Learn more about the Trooper Soft Coolers at OtterBox.com.
While a player could look good on paper, it's when he's out on the field that you really find out what he's made of. That's why the Cowboys rely on more than just stats and scouting reports when building their team. When picking a tractor, it's why you should rely on more than just specs and features. You've got to take it out and put it to the test. The Cowboys did when they named John Deere their official tractor. Experience one for yourself. Visit myjohndeeredealer.com/football.
Dr. Pepper is the one you crave. But how do you explain that craving?
Imagine a surging river of ice-cold Dr. Pepper, roaring with carbonated mists of desire. You're dangling above it, upside down, like a fishing lure in the wind. 23 flavors tickle your nose, but the river is too far away to taste. Dr. Pepper calls to you. You.
Now that is a Dr. Pepper craving. Dr. Pepper, the one you crave.
Want to use what the pros use? How about the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black. Right now you can get the Jack Black Starter, a curated collection of Cowboys locker room favorites for just $10 with free shipping. The starter includes 4 Jack Black skincare favorites plus a full-sized intense therapy lip balm. Go to getjackblack.com/cowboys and use the code word TEAMJB. That's getjackblack.com/cowboys. The Jack Black Starter, $10, free shipping.
Back to Talkin' Cowboys.
And you know what? If you go to getjackblack.com, you'll find the 2 Faces of Clean. Free deep dive 3-ouncer or a pure clean 3-ouncer with your $60 purchase. Use the code CLEAN. Go to getjackblack.com.
Nailed it.
Very good.
That was as clean a read as he's had all year.
You know what you guys remind me of? I think we were in San Diego ready to take off after training camp, and the plane got there early while we were waiting for the team to come back from the Navy SEALs.
And we were all sitting around in the...
So I was sitting in the front with the pilots, and they were judging everybody's landing. They were giving them a score.
It's exactly. We should hold up a piece of paper.
Right? Just give me a score, right?
I'm going to do that tomorrow.
They were scoring them 1 to 10. I thought it was pretty funny. I said, you guys have nothing else to do? Don't you have something to check?
He bounced that one in there.
They invited you up there?
Huh?
You got to sit up there with
Well,
the
there was
pilots?
nothing going on.
Okay.
Yeah.
He grades the landings, too, on the road trips. Guy can do it all, you know?
There you go.
Referee.
All right, let's go to Rob in Las Vegas next up on Talking Cowboys. Hello, Rob.
Hey, you know, when I look at this offense, I see a couple things. I see a young offensive coordinator trying to show off his stuff. You know, those guys are always auditioning, and he's trying to show, hey, I'm the new up-and-comer, new Sean McVay. And I see a quarterback kind of doing the same thing. Dak hears these numbers, $33, $34, $35 million a year, and he's trying to show that he's worth it. I mean, he takes more chances throwing the ball. I think he's improved, but unfortunately, when you take chances, bad things could happen. And when I look at Ezekiel Elliott, I'm wondering, did we already see the best version of Ezekiel Elliott his rookie year? You know, he went over 1,600 yards. He had 15 touchdowns. He had a longest run of 60. I won't talk about the suspension yet, but from there, he only had 1,400 yards last year.
Did anybody have any more than him?
In the league?
Yes, last year.
No, but I'm not comparing him to anybody. I'm comparing him to himself. And all I'm saying is he looked physically he looked different. He was quicker. He was more explosive. Let's face it, he was like a Porsche his rookie year, and now he's more kind of like an SUV.
He averaged 5 yards a carry last week. He just got 12 attempts.
Well, yeah, but last week was, listen, I'm a Zeke fan, but last week was a little bit of garbage time, just like
running the ball.
He didn't run the ball in
I don't think there was garbage time running the
He
ball.
ran the ball in the first quarter, pretty much.
Okay.
And how many yards did? Wait. No, let me ask you a question.
Wait, he's on pace right now for 1,200 yards.
All right, so it's 5 games in. After three games, what was Dak's pace?
Oh, Dak was on fire.
Oh,
Rob, can I ask you a question?
He also played the
I think you're being unreasonable.
Rob, can I ask you a question, please? Sir?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay, let's figure this out. Which one would you rather them do? Do you want to see them run the ball more or throw the ball more? Which one would you like?
I would like them to be more balanced. I think they're throwing the ball.
Okay,
much.
you think they're throwing too much? Okay,
yes.
But pick one. Pick one. What do you want to see them to be better at? Throwing it or running it? Which one?
I got to tell you, it all depends on what this defense. If you're telling me this defense is going to be giving up a lot of points, they have to be able to throw the ball. If this defense is going to play like they did last year, then you run the ball more.
Okay, it's this year, Rob. We know we're 5 games in. What do we know right now about this defense?
They're not as good. They're not as physical.
Okay. So
Anderesh and Smith don't look like they overcame the Rams playoff game.
Okay. So, but you're saying you would like them, but you came on and you're telling me that we need to throw the ball, that we don't need to throw the ball more here, but you just told me we need to throw the ball, right?
No. I said if this team is only going to give up 17 points, I think we could win more running. If you're going to do like you did against Green Bay, where you're going to give up a lot of points, you can't win with a running game.
I'm with you on the balance side, and I don't want Dak Prescott throwing the ball 44 times. I'm agreeing with you on that.
But I think it all just goes around how your defense is playing. I mean, We've seen it. We get a lead, we run the ball.
Okay.
Well, unfortunately, last week it was 31-3, so that took the running game right out. So if you told me this defense is going to wake up and play like they did last year, then yes, Dak does not have to throw the ball. I would definitely want Zeke to run the ball more.
Okay.
But I don't know if this defense is going to get there. This bend don't break defense does not work when you don't score. And unfortunately, why we adopted that, I have no idea. With all these athletes I hear, and now you got these pass rushers, we still play like we're scared on defense.
In what way?
Well, we don't challenge the wide receivers. Byron Jones, I think, is pretty good.
Do you know how many wide receiver receptions the Packers had?
I know, but you always go to one game.
Okay, how about the week before? How many points did they give up against the Saints? How many points did they give up against the Saints?
They give up, 12?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Whoops.
Oh.
Are you there? Okay.
Must be getting a phone call.
Yeah, we lost you there for a minute. Go ahead.
I'm talking about – I'm not basing anything on 5 games. I'm basing it on last year. No, I'm not. I'm talking about last year. If this defense – like you guys were just talking about it. How do you get turnovers if you're not near the wide receivers to break the ball up? We don't see that. We play, let them catch it, tackle. Let them catch it, tackle. 3rd and 5, let them go. Get up in there. If Awuzie, I think, is good enough. I think Byron Jones is good enough. All right, the safeties were a little weakened. You got these supposedly really great linebackers that could run. Get up on these guys. You got pass rushes. There is no excuse. This bend don't break. We shouldn't be playing that anymore.
Okay.
You play that when you don't have good players.
Hope it's a nice day in the desert.
Yeah, we started with Kellen Moore trying to do too much, but everything I've heard is that they've tailed it back the last 2 games, and they're not doing as much pre-snap stuff. And
can
all
I
that.
do this? First game, they ran the ball 30 times. They threw it 32. The second game, they ran it 34 times. They threw it 30. Third game, 34 times, threw it 32.
Mm-hmm.
Fourth game, ran it 20 times, threw it 33. And the last game got out of balance, 21-44.
Yeah.
So it's been
and
pretty
they were down
balanced.
31-3.
If they were able to stay in that game, and to his point, if the defense continues to struggle, but it turns.
They've struggled in one game.
No. I'm just hear me out, Mickey.
I'm just saying.
No, I know. Okay, but if the defense, if you all of a sudden you do see a trend where they start to struggle more, then maybe the answer is to try and protect them. And maybe protecting them is to try and hold the ball, to run the ball. But
you mean on first down?
No, I'm just saying. I'm just
being funny.
I know you are, but I'm just saying maybe you have to find a way to really strive for balance then, to try and hold the ball away from offenses if they are having trouble. I think one game is not, I thought they played great against the Saints.
Yeah, everybody is forgetting that because they lost the game, but they gave up 12 points?
Yeah.
I thought field goals.
Yeah. To me, I thought they played great in that game. But the problem, again, if in fact that, okay, maybe not so much the Jets, but in Philadelphia, Minnesota, Buffalo. I mean, New England. You're going to have some games where, but if it turns into your defense is just not up to it, then maybe you're going to have to say, okay, we're going to have to lean on Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard in this offensive line a little more, and then that's where the play action game really comes in for Dak. But Rod Marinelli will tell you that he's so happy they have Ezekiel Elliott because Ezekiel Elliott allows he saves wear and tear on their defense.
Right.
And maybe they have to get back to it. Now, the Green Bay game was just a bad, out-of-balance game because of the score. But Mickey just read off right there. It's been pretty balanced. It's been pretty balanced the way they play. The turnovers in the New Orleans game is what lost that game.
Mm-hmm.
That's what lost that game.
And really this last one, too, because it could have been a different story, and you could have had more balance if it wasn't 17-0 early in the second quarter.
We'll see. You might see that team at the end of the year again. You might see that team. You might see the Saints at the end of the year too.
Very possible. Yeah.
So you got it. You learned your lesson, but just kind of they're doing this and they need to do this and they need to do this, need to do this. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I like Rob out there. I mean, I'm okay with him, but I think that he was. You got to think, okay, what's the one thing you can hang your hat on? And say, okay, they need to do this. That's what I was trying to get him to say. You want to run the ball more, or do you want to pass the ball? I was hopeful he was going to say, and maybe he did, if the defense continues to suck, I want to run the ball more. I want to try and protect them. But then he said, no, I want to throw the ball more. But he's telling me that Dax makes too many mistakes.
He's trying to do too much. So which is it?
So
I think Rob's frustrated. Yeah. A lot of fans are.
10 of the Packers' points came after the 2 of the 3 turnovers.
There you go.
And how many did you lose by?
10.
One thing I'd like to see is some more passes to Zeke out of the backfield.
Sure.
Like that one he caught downfield over his head?
He could do that.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a heck of a catch.
That's a heck of a design of a route by Aaron Jones for them to get him outside on a linebacker and run him inside off a pick. That's stuff you can see. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. You do the same thing with Zeke.
And he's open on a lot of stuff that's as an outlet guy.
Why not?
On the second interception, he was wide
taking
open.
the chances on some throws.
Boy, Dak just didn't see that guy.
Keep in mind, he had 77 catches last year, Zeke did. He has 13 right now, which is a pace for 40-something.
Yeah.
So
not good enough.
Yeah.
It's not good enough, especially since they have a back that can spell him.
Yeah, which we haven't seen any of the last 2 weeks.
You were worried about touches and wear and tear. Now you've got a guy that can
do the same stuff.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Absolutely.
All right, that does it
Kellen
for
Moore
Talking Cowboys. Mickey will continue talking here, but we'll come back tomorrow.
I've got more to say.
Talking Cowboys.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!